The first thing we're going to start off with tonight is we're going to touch a little upon the Salem witch trials, and we'll go to the witching hour, and vampires, and ghouls, and goblins, and voodoo, and we're just going to get into everything tonight. So, let's get started. The Salem witch trials occurred in, of course, Massachusetts between 1692 and 1693. And more than 200 people were accused of practicing witchcraft, and 20 were executed. Eventually, the collie admitted the trials were a mistake. You think? The story of the trials has become synonymous with paranoia and injustice. And it continues. Somebody having an issue with this? Okay. Yeah, I see that, Chris. Be that way. And it continues today, the paranoia and everything. So, which is kind of sad. Many practicing Christians and those of other religions had a strong belief that the devil could give certain people, known as witches, the power to harm others in return for their loyalty. A witchcraft craze, of course, ripped through Europe from the 1300s to the end of the 1600s. Tens of thousands of supposed witches, mostly women, of course, were executed. The Salem witch trials came on just as the European craze was winding down. And English rulers, William and Mary, started the war with France, and they sent refugees into the county, and specifically Salem Village in Massachusetts. And the displaced people created a strain on, of course, the resources there. And this aggravated the existing rivalry between families with ties to the wealth of the Port of Salem and those who still depend on agriculture. And, of course, controversy brewed over that Reverend Samuel Parris, who became Salem Village's first ordained minister, and was disliked because of his rigid ways and greedy nature. And, of course, the Puritan villagers believe all the quarreling was the work of the devil. Of course he did. All right, guys. Okay, get on here, Lori. I see you. So, the Reverend Samuel Parris became the first ordained minister, of course. And in January, the Reverend Parris's daughter Elizabeth was age 9, and a niece, Abigail Williams, started having fits. Hi, Valerie. Glad you could make it. So his daughter and a niece started having fits. They screamed, threw things, uttered peculiar sounds, and put themselves into strange positions, and a local doctor blamed the supernatural, of course. I mean, seriously. Why? I can't imagine any type of doctor, saying that was the work of the supernatural, but apparently it did go on. It's just hard to comprehend sometimes. So they were having fits. Sounds like a temper tantrum to me, but what do I know, right? Okay. Another girl, Ann Putnam, she was age 11, experienced similar episodes in February. And under pressure, the girls blamed 3 women for afflicting them. Tituba, the Parris's Caribbean slave, Sarah Good, a homeless beggar, and Sarah Osborne, an elderly, impoverished woman. And, of course, a witch hunt ensued. All 3 women were brought before the local magistrates and interrogated for several days. Osborne claimed innocence, as did Good, but Tituba confessed. The devil came to me and bid me serve him. She described elaborate images of black dogs, red cats, yellow birds, and a black man who wanted her to sign his book. She admitted she signed the book and said there were several other witches looking to destroy the Puritans, and all 3 women were put in jail. I think she confessed to that, thinking they would, maybe not put her in jail, but for admitting it, maybe they'd be easier on her. Well, so they said, but I don't think so. And of course, the paranoia set in, and streams of accusations followed for the next few months. Charges against Martha Corey, she was a loyal member of the church, greatly concerned the community. If she could be a witch, then anyone could. Yeah, they were something evil. Probably something they ate, do you think? Could be. I don't know. Anyway, if she could be a witch, then anyone could. Magistrates even questioned Sarah Good's 4-year-old daughter. 4 years old. Are you serious? And her timid answers were construed as a confession. A 4-year-old girl. Boy, these people were not right. And the questioning got more serious in April when the deputy governor, Danforth, and his assistants attended the hearing. And of course, dozens of people from Salem and other Massachusetts villages were brought in. And in May, the governor ordered an establishment of special court of Oyer to hear, that meant to hear, and Terminer to decide for Suffolk, Essex, and Middlesex counties. The first case brought to special court was Bridget Bishop, which we all have heard of, an older woman known for her gossipy habits and promiscuity. When asked if she committed witchcraft, she responded, "I am as innocent as a child unborn." And, of course, the defense must have not been convincing because she was found guilty and became the first person hanged on what was later known as Gallows Hill. 5 days later, a respected minister, Cotton Mather. Boy, that name sounds familiar, doesn't it? Where did we hear that name? Cotton Mather. Come on, guys. Answer it. Okay, we've all heard that name. Come on. Anyway, respected minister, Cotton Mather, wrote a letter imploring the court not to allow spectral evidence. That's testimony about dreams and visions. And, of course, the court ignored this, and 5 people were sentenced and hanged in July for this. So, and 8 in September. On October, following his son's footsteps, Increase Mather, president of Harvard, denounced the use of spectral evidence. It were better, and this is a quote, "It were better that 10 suspected witches should escape than one innocent person be condemned." Don't know? Think about it, Valerie. It's from a movie, Cotton Mather. Okay. And the governor, in response to Mather's plea and his own wife being questioned for witchcraft, prohibited further arrests and released many accused witches and dissolved the court of Oyer and Terminer in October. He replaced it with the Superior Court of Justice, which disallowed spectral evidence and only condemned 3 out of 56. Oh, darn. Only 3. But he eventually pardoned all who were in prison on witchcraft. But the damage had been done. 19 were hanged on Gallows Hill. A 71-year-old man was pressed to death with heavy stones. Several people died in jail, and nearly 200 people overall had been accused of practicing the devil's magic. I think the essence of it, I think they were just afraid, because a lot of these women were known as healers. They used herbs and, maybe some had incantations they used. Maybe they thought it helped or whatever. I just think they didn't like that they knew more. And they were afraid they'd rile up. I think they were, hi, Lori. But I think they thought they would rile up the villages and get them to voice their own opinions. I don't think they like that. I really don't. I think the men in they were afraid of them. So they were witches. And I think like that the girls were having fits. I think they were temper tantrums. They got so they could get their way. And so they condemned these women. Yeah, most of them were women. So I really think, that they were just afraid of change. So, what do you think? Cotton Mather. Come on, guys. Come on. I know you guys know this. I'm going to wait a minute. Glad you're here, Lori. I knew you'd come as soon as that was over. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. Okay, so Cotton Mather. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm going to give you a minute. From something. I didn't hear the question. Okay. Cotton Mather. Where have you heard that name from? From something. You guys are bad. He was somebody. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that narrowed it right down. Thanks. Thanks, Chris. I'll give you another minute. Boy, you got... I don't know. Oh, well, you're not supposed to. You should know this. Okay, Cotton Mather. It's from a movie. No. It's from a movie. It's from a movie. Yeah, it is. It should be. Come on, Chris. No. Nope. It's from a horror movie. It's from a horror movie. So... Okay. No, it's Scooby-Doo. No. Come on. It's not Halloween. It's not Friday the 13th. Scooby-Doo. I like the answer, but no, that's not it. Okay. All right. Give up. You guys are bad. Scream. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Cotton Mather. He was a real person. Who knew? Oh, nice. Everybody thought of it at the same time, right? Well, I was going to say it. Yes. Cotton Mather. Scream. So he was a real person. Go figure. I thought that was pretty interesting, actually. So, good job. I knew you guys get it sooner or later. So, yeah, you did, Lori. You did. So, yeah, from Scream. So, there you go. And don't forget about Llewellyn's Book of Witchcraft, The Complete Witch's Handbook. So there you go. There are some signs you can look for. By a second, yeah, barely. Are you a witch? Are you? Maybe. 10 traits of witches.